every episode of Star Trek, you have to describe technology that doesn't exist in a way that sounds familiar to an audience who also has never encountered this technology. There's a word for it. It's called Treknobabble.
My brother's positronic brain has a Type L phase discriminating amplifier. Mine is a Type R.
Type R.
It's a series of words in a row that, when spoken out loud, sounds right. Sounds like, yeah, that's a part of a spaceship. I believe that that's something that they would do. But it's nonsense. I'm about to explain AI to you better than anybody else on the internet. You're probably thinking, wow, who is this guy? Are you a scientist, Ben? A mathematician? A philosopher? A professor? No, better.
I'm a screenwriter.
And I've written enough episodes of Star Trek to break AI down for you in a way that'll let you send this video to your grandma and have her talking deep learning like Demis Hassabis. I'm gonna use key insights from all the science fiction that I've written to tell you what AI is, what AI isn't, where it's heading, and how I think you can use it better than 99% of the people out there. AI doesn't have to be that complicated, but the people selling the software and the courses want it to be, because then you have to buy their shit. Have you heard the phrase, in a gold rush, sell shovels? Well, that's what they're doing. But Ben, isn't that what you're doing? So what is AI? First of all, it's not artificial intelligence. That's a marketing term. What you encounter in your day-to-day is a subset of machine learning called deep learning. You're probably interacting with LLMs, or large language models, or generative AI. Let's start with large language models. These are deep learning models that create a predictive word-based output based on a given prompt. Imagine the large language model is a chef, a brainless, never learned anything, never went to culinary school chef, and they're about to start their first job. They need training, so they read a massive amount of books on cooking. If you were to read every book that went into training Claude, the model from Anthropic, it would take you over 2,000 years, and you'd have to read every second of every day. That is a lot of material. How'd they get those books? Well, they stole them. Now let's get back to our chef. Their first job is making a bowl of cereal. They've never seen cereal or eaten cereal, but they've read a million descriptions of it. So they have a pretty good idea of what the average cereal bowl looks like. And they start to combine every ingredient they can imagine until it starts to resemble a cereal bowl. Each wrong cereal bowl helps them calibrate the final product a little bit more. And they do this calibration across billions of parameters. This is what's called pre-training. This is why these companies need so much hardware to pre-train these models. I mean, there's an unimaginable amount of computations going into just standing a model up. And unfortunately, it has a real world impact on the air, water, and ground around the data centers where these models are being trained and operated. So the model's been pre-trained. Now it's time for human feedback. The chef gives their average cereal bowl to a human customer. The human then grades the cereal and determines, does this resemble cereal enough? This is called reinforcement learning with human feedback. The trainers aren't grading the cereal bowl on taste or presentation or anything like that. They're just saying, is this cereal? Once there's enough pre-training and reinforcement learning with human feedback done to the model that they're happy with the way it's performing, they lock the weights. The weights are those parameters that we set way back in the beginning, and they ship the model to the public. Look at LLMs as just a very expensive, very well-trained autocomplete. What does this have to do with Star Trek? I'll tell you. The best sci-fi isn't about the robots and the technology, it's about the humans using it. Start thinking about the people behind this technology and their motives. Money. That's their motive. How does the need for money manifest itself in the performance and behavior of these models? When we started giving cereal to the human customer, do you think that human customer was the world's best cereal expert? Or do you think that human customer was the absolute cheapest bid that could eat as much cereal as possible, categorize it, label it as fast as possible so that they could get the model out before their competitors? Oh, but Ben, what about hallucinations? I hear you asking. Well, here's where my Star Trek skills come in very handy. Hallucinations are Treknobabble. These models are trained to autocomplete a prompt based on the next most probable word in a sentence. The model has to give you an answer, regardless of whether it's right or not.
How many E's are in the word 17?
There are no E's in the word 17. Even though it sounds like it might, the letters are S-E-V-E-N-T-E-N, so it has 3 E's, not 0. I misspoke initially.
It's just finding what is the next logical word in the sentence and how will I complete it. That's just Treknobabble. When I'm writing Treknobabble, I have to use verbs and nouns in sequence up until it seems like I should put a period and stop talking about whatever thing I had just invented.
So you have 4 subsponders in the corners that interface with the ion generator in the center, which self-stabilizes the reaction. If broken in the wrong order, the container will explode.
You're supposed to be protected from too many hallucinations because they've done reinforcement learning with human feedback, but as we've already discussed, is that human feedback done by subject matter experts, or is it done by people being paid less than minimum wage? So now let's move on to generative AI. It's similar to LLMs in that it's autocomplete, but now it's visual or auditory. The output will never have a POV. It'll never be elevated beyond the average of every good and bad thing that it's ever studied. It'll always be the audio-visual equivalent of autocomplete. I'm confident when I tell you that good Star Trek is never about the technology. It's about the people using it. And a lot of different types of people went into making this technology. Genius scientists toiling away for years to come up with the transformer and attention algorithms that we use to ingest this massive amount of data, and greedy people that have foisted these models upon us in every aspect of our lives and have created this marketing incentive that unless you learn it, you're gonna be left behind.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would
The same greedy people that have poured trillions of dollars into the hardware ecosystem around these models, and they've invested $2 to $3 trillion up until now into AI. Can you picture every single person you know spending 10 to 15% of what they make just on AI? And the prices right now are the cheapest they're ever going to be. Do you think more people are going to adopt these models as the pricing gets more expensive? And that's why I think there's one more important group of people in this story. You. Or your friends or your grandma who learned what AI is from this video. People who might not want the world's best autocomplete if it means that their rivers are dried up and their forests are filled with noise and their skies are choked with smog. Humans got us to this point, and humans are going to be the ones to save us, not technology. Just like good Star Trek. If you disagree, feel free to get rowdy in the comments and I'll be there to have a conversation with you. But don't forget to like this video, send it to your grandma, and follow me.